Netflix's hit movie Unlocked was released in 2023, a Korean movie about a serial killer who hacked through the victims' phones and watched them 24/7, stalking and controlling that one thing that everybody has with them almost 24/7, our phones. In the movie, the suspect has a program downloaded and installed in the victims' phones, where he can watch what the victims are doing at all times through the camera lenses. The suspect is able to know who she's talking to, hear every conversation of the victim as long as the phone is right next to her, and even be able to manipulate the messages that one might be able to send to their close family and friends. Spoiler alert, by the way, the suspect's plan at the end in the movie was to try and murder the victims. Now, a lot of people thought that this was a horrifying, terrifying, scary movie. Being able to surveillance anyone that has a smartphone through the front camera and the back camera seems a little far-fetched, but it actually isn't. 그것이 알고 싶다, a very famous Korean documentary, just released an episode on it. And they went through a lot of stories and interviews where people were claiming that the Unlocked movie was real and it was happening to them, and it was so freaky that I had to cover this story to you guys and report it because this can potentially save your life. Now, at the moment, the documentary is calling this a kedam, or a scary story time, because it has actually not been completely proven, meaning no suspect has gone through the court system, through the police, through the prosecutors, and actually prosecuted. I've also asked you guys on my community page if you guys had any crazy, unexplainable activities that happened on your phone, and I'll be talking about those story time as well in this video. This video is so important, so I want this video to purposely blow up and let people know what is going on, because what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be so crazy, and it needs to reach every single person out there who has a phone, a laptop, a computer, an iPad. So we all know that there's many different cyber scams out there now. Message scams, I get weird links on my messages quite frequently. And if you get random links on your phone, do not click on them if you don't know who it's from, because that is one of the sources of how these scams are able to access your phones. We'll get into that. Instagram DMs. Oh my God, I get so many scam Instagram DMs. Of course, as an influencer, I get sponsorships all the time from scams, and these scammers are getting good because these scam emails are from like official kakao.com email. They're able to now manipulate email addresses. So it seems like they're coming from real companies, but it's not. They're somehow able to access these official emails and pretend like it's them. So in the newest documentary, there have been a couple of people who came forward to claim that they have been blackmailed by people who access their phones. So this one woman claimed that she was surfacing the web. There's one site that she really loved to be on multiple times a day, and I think this was like a forum blog. And in Korea, there's a lot of like forum, kind of like Reddit basically. So she was on it, and she claims that she saw something that she wrote in her private notes on her phone, exactly word to word on this forum website. Now, she thought this was super weird because, I mean, I write down thoughts, my diary, whatever I want to do, any notes on my phone. Think about that being exactly copied and pasted to like somewhere like Reddit. She freaked out. She didn't know where this was coming from. She doesn't remember her phone ever getting hacked or something weird happening. She got so antsy that she decided to cover her phone camera with a black tape. Next thing she knew, someone would comment on these forums that they created about her, commenting, "Let me see that ugly face. Why cover it?" Referring to somebody having access to her phone, her notes, and different apps on her phone, I guess. Then we have this lady, Sungha. She claims that one day she got a bunch of messages through Kakao. Kakao is basically WhatsApp of South Korea. When she opened it up, it was from someone unknown. It was a bunch of video files. And when she clicked on these videos, she was shocked to find that these were like clips of her in her home, in her PJs, her literally just like watching TV, her in her bedroom, in her bathroom. But these videos seemed like it was coming from her own phone because the video angles were as if it was like being filmed when she had her phone down. Up or down, it doesn't matter because we have cameras in front and back. And here's an example of what she found. This is a recreation by the documentary because they do want to conceal her identity, but they say that this is almost an exact recreation of what kind of videos were sent to her by these mysterious unknown scammers. There was even apparently videos when she was with her boyfriend. I mean, this is such a private thing. Maybe you're gossiping with your friends. Maybe there's some information, secret, discreet information. You're talking about work, embarrassing health factors. I mean, who knows? I mean, we have our phones with us 24/7. So think about somebody being able to access your real-time conversations. That is scary. And this was happening to her. Then she got a message from this person saying, "You saw the videos, right? If I release these videos, it will be towards your close people and online. I'm sure you don't want that to happen. I'm a little lazy to do that too. I've been watching you for a while and I don't think you're a bad person. I'm sure you're fearful of the situation, so please give it a thought." AKA basically threatening her that if she doesn't want these videos to be released, they want a certain amount of money. And of course, it wasn't just two people. Multiple people came forward to the documentary claiming, "I had my phone down and the camera flash went off on its own." Another person says, "Once I was changing and my phone turned on to selfie mode, so I put black tape over my camera on my phone and it never happened again after that." Another says, "I never clicked on my camera app, but it did on its own and started to film. Once I looked at my phone camera, the app turned off." Another says, "I fell asleep around 1 a.m. and in the morning when I checked my phone, the battery was drained. The phone stats showed that I used my camera app the most, but I only used it for maybe 1 minute. Is this hacking?" Basically, someone had this person's phone camera on throughout almost the whole night and being able to listen in during our sleep or even watch us. And a cyber team expert who's responsible for looking at these illegal video websites, he claims that one of the searches are thief filming, which seems to be getting popular. Thief filming meaning literally the hacker going inside of your phone and surveillancing you without you noticing. Now again, they aren't able to tell 100% if this thief filming thing is literally hackers doing this or somebody just uploading it pretending to be thief filming so that they can make money off of these videos. We really don't know that as of right now. That's why again, it's more of a gossip and a rumor. So digital forensic experts in South Korea done an extensive research on these victims' phones and they did find something very interesting. So going through her phone, the experts were indeed able to find a hidden app that was downloaded on her phone without her knowledge, just like the movie. And this is how this hacker was able to access her phone camera. Now, the byte history on her phone showed the camera was open during random times during the day, almost 24/7 by the way, including random times like 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. I mean, pretty much throughout the hour. So basically, there was an unknown person behind the computer surveillancing her 24/7, and you know, especially in Korea, I mean, people have their phones with them anywhere we go. I mean, even in America as well. I mean, I'm never like not next to my phone, honestly. The forensic experts also did a test on their end to see if this really would work. And there were 2 test subjects and they did agree to give their phones to the experts. And the experts downloaded some kind of a hidden secret app on their phone. The test subjects went about their day and indeed it did work. They were able to access their phone cameras whenever they wanted. But the crazy part is, on the phone, they cannot see that the camera app is open or that it's being recorded. It is only shown in the hackers' computers. And here's a test video that they did, and the test subjects say that they had no idea it was being recorded because it did not show on their phone. So these victims were thinking back, well, they did not give their phone to anybody else, so how were they able to access it? And experts believe that they know where this came from. So victims Hanga claims that she wanted to be an influencer. So she uses Instagram a lot, and especially she gets a lot of DMs. This is also how it works. The companies would send Hanga, "Hey, I want you to upload a certain video with my products. Here is a QR code, a link to my profile. You have to click this QR code," which I guess sends to their storefront or an access to their profile or something like that. And this QR code seems legit because, I mean, QR codes are something that's everywhere. I mean, you go to the restaurant, you access the QR code to get their menu. So these future wannabe influencers obviously click on the QR code. And this is when, through the QR code, the hackers are able to secretly download some kind of a software or app inside of your phone without you knowing noticing, that is how they're able to connect your phone camera and their laptop. So I'm not saying that this big video platform had anything to do with the hackers itself, but they're standing behind these big companies and platforms claiming that they're legitimate, and of course people fall for it. QR codes are everywhere. I mean, restaurants, businesses, literally on business cards there's QR codes. To think that these QR codes can be dangerous is mind-boggling. Apparently, a lot of these influencers have met a woman named Kay. Some of them claim that they met this woman Kay in real life. She was beautiful. She seemed like your typical creator, fashion blogger that you see on Instagram and different platforms. And Kay came with an offer claiming that, hey, I can help you. I can help you become a big influencer, and here is my life. I get free things all the time. Now, Kay claimed that she was a fashion influencer, and in her Instagram account, it says that she has over 100,000 followers, which it was later proven that 99% of her followers were fake. It was bought. And I see influencers all the time buying followers. I don't even know who has real followers anymore. I've never paid for my followers. They're all authentic. And apparently you could buy 100,000 followers from $1K to about $5,000 depending on which service you use. Kay and whoever hackers behind her would blackmail these influencers and threaten them for a certain amount of money. And you might say, why don't they go to the police? Now, as of right now, because this seems to be like a new scam, and because they're targeting these people who wants to be a public influencer or a celebrity, they don't want to ruin their image. So you guys know in South Korea, image is everything. And if you have a little bit of a tiny scandal or something that you did wrong, you know you might never have a chance to get up again in this industry. So a lot of these influencers are scared to come forward. They're scared that they might lose a chance forever to become a great influencer or a celebrity. They use these fear tactics, again, of course, to people who don't really know much about this whole social media industry to begin with. Another man claims that he came across a woman named Kay, and she sent the QR code. He clicked on it. That was going to give access to their company so he can get some kind of a job. Now, he claims that this link didn't work, and Kay promised him to send him a new phone for him. And they did. Kay sent this man a new phone, and he was like, oh great, like why not, free phone. And the same trick, he would get multiple videos of himself in his private times and threaten him that they will leak his videos. And they did put his phone into forensic testing and found that this phone actually originated and came from a certain part in China. And this phone, before being sent to the victim, was connected to a Wi-Fi in China. So they believe that this specific hacker Kay and whoever is behind her is somewhere in China, of course, making it so much hard to try and capture this person, even if you reported it to the police. Now, is it a coincidence that in the QR code they're sending, they're using this big platform app that apparently originated in China? I don't know. I'm just pointing out what they found. Another man claims that once his phone started to malfunction, like he couldn't call people anymore and something wasn't really working on his phone. And next thing he knows, he got a call from the bank saying that, hey, are you taking out all this money from your account? And he lost about $60,000 so far. And because his phone was malfunctioning and wasn't receiving the right notification and text messages, he didn't even know that his money was being taken from his account. Because usually you get a text message, at least in Korea, from your bank that you spent certain money or you took some money out, and he wasn't getting any of that. So he believes that someone was able to hack into his phone, get his personal information, and go as far as accessing his personal bank account. And this all kind of also ties into the Nth Room case. There's a whole Netflix documentary about it. I've covered it on my channel. We know that Nth Room was a big phishing scam where these group of cyber gangs, you could call it, would send these links to females who are vulnerable, who needed jobs, who were runaway teenagers, and they would find these people online, like on Twitter, promising them jobs, a modeling career. This is the link to an audition or an application for a job. In actuality, when you click on this link, they were somehow able to access all the personal information about these victims. Once getting this private information, they were able to blackmail and manipulate them to send their personal private photos, sexual photos, videos of them doing crazy things. And again, because they were targeting people who were so young, they were ruled by this fear tactic. And the more videos and photos they sent, they were digging themselves a bigger hole because they would threaten them that they were going to send these videos, embarrassing videos of themselves, to their families and friends and basically ruin their life. Where at the end, these videos were being sold online anyway on these dark websites and Telegram, all from a simple link, you guys, all from just a simple link that you don't think twice of clicking. So actually a couple years ago, I even had some weird activity on my phone, and this was before I got the iPhone. I remember I had an Android, which was my Korean phone, and my iPhone as well. I remember once on my iPhone, there was some weird activity where I had the screen on, I was chatting with my friend, and I literally was not touching it at all. It was like right here. And I saw with my eyes, my phone automatically sending like a thumbs up emoji from Facebook Messenger. Literally was not touching it. I was like, is there a ghost in here? What the hell? It could have been a glitch. Obviously, phones malfunction all the time, but now I'm double thinking, I mean, maybe it's not a glitch. Also, 4 years ago, on my Android phone, I remember my phone sent a random photo to a random fan on Instagram. And this photo was sent on the general mailbox, not the primary. Even if the phone was on my pocket and I had to like click on the Instagram app, I had to click on the general, not the primary, had to somehow go into the photo library and send a photo. I mean, it is so random, and I was so freaked out after that. And I'm sure most of you guys might have seen the movie Snowden. That is a movie based on true story where a man named Edward Snowden, who was a whistleblower for releasing classified information, that the NSA was having a massive illegal surveillance to the citizens or select people, and they were able to spy and tap into people's computer cameras. I remember I was having a conversation on Zoom with someone that I know, and my iPad all of a sudden started to play a certain type of song, like randomly. I thought that was a little weird. I even decided to stop posting my like swimsuit photos or fun photos with my friends at the beach, because if I searched my name, there was forums about my old photos. And yeah, like what did I expect? But at the same time, it just felt really weird knowing that these photos that you upload is on there forever. And there's gonna be people who take certain sexy photos, might put it into a collage, and it just felt weird to me. I just didn't think that that would happen. Another crazy thing is I feel like, especially on the TikTok app, I haven't really noticed it that significantly with other apps like Instagram. I have not searched this about, let's say, relationship problems or certain things that I want to do with my friends or go to places. And I've only talked to my friends about it on the phone or real life, never searched it. And the next thing you know, the TikTok algorithm shows what I was talking about with my friends and where I wanted to go, where I was planning to go in my head. And it shows up on the algorithm, which I thought was the craziest thing. And I don't think that's just some like manifesting stuff. I'm starting to think that like certain apps are able to literally listen in your conversation when you're not even searching things. When you're literally on the phone with your friends or just talking about it and you have your phone right next to you. Illegally or legally or through a loophole, whatever, are listening in our conversation 24/7 so that they can target and show you what you want to see for profit. Now, before I read real encounters by you guys that you submitted to me, how can we protect ourselves? Experts say that the best thing we can do now is to keep all our apps and our phones updated with the newest software, which will help. I guess updates from like the phone companies like Apple or Android tries to block these all the time, and you just have to keep them updated all the time, including your Instagram, TikTok, or whatever social media apps. Hannah says, I was walking my dog out at the air base in Germany. I was about 100 yards from the fence line and I saw a sign, but I couldn't read it. Thinking I could take a picture of it so I could see it better, I took out my phone. As soon as I took the photo, my phone shut off. When I turned it back on, the picture was gone. Later, I walked up to the sign and said that taking photos on the base was forbidden. That is so scary. Oh my God. So I personally believe that there's crazy technologies out there that's not known to public. So basically some technology out there are able to again access our phones, literally delete photos from our albums. Mind blown. Like this is literally happening. Gigi says, one morning I noticed my phone has sent a 5-second audio message to my ex at 7:20 a.m. I woke up at 8, so it definitely wasn't my doing. When I listened, I could hear what sounded like a TV playing in the background. It was creepy as hell and had no idea what happened. And of course, it had to be my ex of all people. Tatsu says, I swear whenever I'm talking about a restaurant in close proximity of my phone, I get YouTube ads afterwards about the said restaurant. See, I'm telling you. I mean, it's just not TikTok. I think a lot of these apps are literally listening in our conversation, even if our phone screen is off, you guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are noticing this more and more. Jose says, sorry, not phone unrelated but laptop. The company that I worked for made those working from home to download a new monitoring system to keep track of us. This was our personal desktop. Even though I rebelled against it, I was given the trust card and I didn't bother any farther. However, ever since then, I always felt like there was someone who could control my laptop other than me. The worst part is that the system can access your camera and audio, and though I had disabled it, sometimes my manager would message me when I got distracted. Too good to be a coincidence. Furthermore, I had 3 Chrome accounts, 1 for personal, 2 for art, and 3 other work, and my art Chrome suddenly disappeared from my desktop, which was one of the far end of my screen that I barely accessed after I joined the company. This just solidified my suspicion even more. On the 31st, I left my job and uninstalled everything related to the company, and it felt like my laptop got rested. Also, I found TeamViewer in my laptop, which is a malware installed through malicious channels without the user's knowledge. Another user says that her lock screen wallpaper was different from the previous night, and she had a passcode on her phone, so it was impossible for her to fumble around her bed and the lock screen just changes on its own or changed it. These are real stories that are coming. Yes, sometimes they can be a glitch. Yes, sometimes we might do stuff in our sleep that we don't know, but I just think that it is too much of a coincidence now in this movie Unlocked. Maybe they know more than they're just presenting, and they're kind of telling the world, hey, be careful. Hackers, who knows, they're listening in on us 24/7. And as I'm creating this video, they might be listening to us. If you have any crazy stories regarding these phone hackings and crazy things happening to your phone, leave a comment down below and what you have thought about today's topic.